In part 3 of the Settings app on your iPad, we are going to explore the General settings. When you open the Settings app on the left, you'll choose General, and we're going to start with About. The About section will show the name of the device. Now, it will also tell you that this iPad is supervised by Washington County Public Schools, and the name of the device for the students will actually be the serial number based on the iPad when they receive it. It will also tell me all the different things that are on there, most importantly being the serial number near the bottom, and the available space on my iPad. Now it tells me my capacity is 12 gigabytes. The iOS system takes about 3 gigabytes to run. So on a 32 gigabyte iPad, you would have roughly 28 gigabytes available to save. If it says available 1.4, that means the rest of my memory is used up with things I've saved, usually photos and videos and things like that. Below that is software update. It will tell you if your software is up to date or if you have another option available. 9.2.1 is the most up to date right now, so it is letting me know that. Below that, you have several options that you can continue to explore, one of them being Siri. Siri will actually be set up with the iOS 9 through voice activation, and if you have that turned on, the students will be allowed to use Siri and be able to use Siri to do their searches and to find information. Spotlight search is what we did when we swiped down on the screen not touching an app. This will show what is searching while I use that. For instance, if I wanted to search Adobe Acrobat, the app, I would turn on Adobe Acrobat. And if I do not want it to search the App Store, I would turn that off as it is. If I did not want it to search my clock, I could turn that off. But if I did, I could turn that on. And you can make this as specific as you want for your Spotlight searches. Below that is multitasking. This is where we did our gestures. This is also where we did the swipe from the right edge and allowed multiple apps. So if you are going to be using an iPad Air, these are just good things that you can use because it does allow for quicker and more efficient use of the device. Below that, we are going to see side switch. Now the side switch, this is when we said if you swipe up from the control center, you're either going to see lock rotation or silence. Mine is lock rotation based on what I have chosen here. If I choose lock rotation for the side switch, the opposite will show up in the control center, which would be mute. Whichever you have there will be your toggle, your side switch. The opposite will be in your control center. Storage is actually going to show me the specific things that my iPad is saving. So if I look in here, let's say a student needs to download a new app and they don't have any space. I can go into storage or have them go into storage and see where the memory is being used. Usually it's photos and camera. GarageBand also does take up a lot of space if you have files in there. If I would like to delete these, I can go to Photos and delete the photos. Now the main thing is, if I'm in Photos and I delete them, I also need to remove them from the recently deleted folder. When we get into the exploration of photos, we'll look at that. But the iPad has a 30-day backup for any photo that you delete until you clear that folder out. Below your storage and usage, you are also going to notice that you have auto lock. Now, auto lock is what makes your iPad screen go black before you push the sleep or wake button. You have 2 minutes, 5 minutes, up to 15 minutes, or never. And whatever you have this set to, the student has this set to, their screen will go dark at that point. The other thing that we want to look at here is your date and time. In case a student would prefer to have the 24-hour time, you can choose that there. And then finally is the keyboard. Most students will immediately go to the keyboard settings and add the emoji keyboard, but you can also do some great things with text replacement. One of my text replacements is the shortcut TK, which when I type in TK and then hit the space bar, it types my full email address. So students may want to shortcut that through there. The other thing you can do here is enable auto capitalization and all of your other typing options. At the bottom is a very important thing if you want your students to be able to dictate typing to the iPad. For instance, if I'm in my Notes app and I want to dictate my notes instead of type them, this has to be turned on, and it is located under the keyboard settings under General on your iPad. Thank you for watching. Please find our other modules on the WCPS Professional Learning site.